family, friends, because they just don't resonate, and I see nods, heads nodding everywhere in the audience, so it is a difficult journey that we're all on. I'd like to say a special thank you to Lorraine and Julie and Quantum Bookstore for their wonderful support. Every time I walk into that place, I feel amazing energies. If I'm not feeling really balanced, I will walk in there, and even just sitting in there for a few minutes, I feel my energies just rebalance, and it's an amazing place. There's fifth-dimensional energies already pouring into that place. So I just want to give my special gratitude and thanks to Lorraine and Julie and Quantum. I'd like to thank Carmel for the effort that this amazing lady has put in with her wonderful sandwiches and the help in the kitchen area. Thank you so much, Carmel. You're an angel. And I'd like to thank Damien and Trish for being a part of this as well, to offer their help to film it. And Damien, you're amazing, and thank you very, very much. Very much appreciate the effort. And you too, Trish, thank you. And, yeah. It's going to go a long way, I think. This is only the beginning. Yeah. Okay. Now, I just want to finish off with the moon, and I'll talk for about an hour and a bit, and then we'll go into question time, because I'm sure people have got questions, and we'll just run it through from there. So, to get these other energies out of the way, the moon. Now, the moon was once a spacecraft. It was once the jewel of the forces, or it's not really the right word to use, not the forces, it was the jewel in the crown of the fleet of the beings of the true light. And it was, you can almost call it a scientific laboratory. It was created by one of the 7 muses, or the 7 sisters from the Pleiades, who you know as Diana, the moon goddess, who is a lower aspect of the being you know as Archangel Ariel. This amazing being created this spaceship to go around seeding life on planetary bodies. So it's originally a Pleiadian craft. Now, when that moon came here and first seeded life here, the flora and the fauna is what we're talking about, the ecosystem, the love, like I said, when we take on a responsibility on that level, you inject the energy of your being into whatever it is you are doing. So, Diana the moon goddess, a large portion of the energy stream of that being is what makes up our ecosystem here on Earth. The Divine Mother is the foundation behind all of that. Okay? Now, when the Earth started plunging into lower vibratory levels, and the reptilian races and all the draconian stuff and all that heavy stuff came here and wanted to take over the planet, her heart was dying. She was heartbroken. And the beings that she thought would come and defend Earth didn't. Because these beings knew the greater planet. And so Diana made a decision to come here with that ship. She armed it to the best of her ability, because naturally she's not a fighter, obviously. And came here with that ship to defend the Earth against these beings. And in that process, unfortunately, she lost the battle. And in that process, they were able to gain incredible knowledge and genetic knowledge of not only us, our humanoid form here on Earth, the human race here, but other races as well, because that was, like I said, a laboratory. And it had its own ecosystem, it had its own environment on there. It was once, like I'm saying, the jewel. And the love you have for the moon is that ancient memory. Okay? Is that ancient memory. Now the moon is not what it once was. After the reptilian greys and all that group, they put it around Mars. And they had it around Mars for some time, and they trashed it. They totally trashed it. What you see up in that sky now is nothing to what it once was. And they've smothered it with silicon and all these sort of substances. Now, what they did is they took the moon, and mind you, the drive system was removed. And the drive system are certain crystals which are being stored. You know how we have safes here on this planet to hide things in? Well, the way we do it in the higher levels is we create a vibratory reality. You can just make a little pocket of a vibration that's unique to the rest of the universe. And no one needs to know about it. It's a little hiding place. So you can create a little frequency spectrum, a little tiny puddle of energy or reality, and you hide things in it. And that's how we do it. So, these crystals are held at a certain frequency. Now, when the right time comes, that being will match with that frequency, and yes, she is incarnated here on Earth. And she will access those crystals, and that moon will need to be driven out of here, otherwise it will be destroyed when the Earth becomes a star. And where it's going to go is going to go back to Mars. Because the beings that live inside that moon, I know I said little green men, right? But they are just little worker guys. When I went there and I had my higher self come into it, I got up off the table, okay, I know I'm not wording, and I was confronted by, eventually, because I went searching, seeking this guy out, like a draconian, and the physical appearance was really close to what you call the Wraith on Stargate Atlantis, right? It's amazing these people that make the movies where they get their information from. Long, flowing hair, and they threw everything they had at me, and the heat I could feel coming off my body. Remember, my greater being came in, I had my projective energy in my aura, and the heat that I could feel coming off my body. And these beings were running around going crazy, because nothing they did, they threw everything at me, and I'm still just walking around. I could not believe it. Because they've taken me many, many times, and all of a sudden for me to just get up and walk around, and they can no longer stop me, tell you what, that freaked me out. So, and I walk through walls. You can walk through walls. Remember, we can do anything when you're in that state of being. And it's not George here, me George, that did this. George is just a lower aspect of this individual personality for this incarnation. The greater part of me took over and did this. Not another being taking over me, my higher self. Okay? It's no different to someone who's going to be in a car accident, but somehow they say, oh, the hand of God reached in and interfered and saved me by a miracle. No, it's not the hand of God, it's your hand. Because it's through your higher being that you're connected to God. Okay? So your higher self's always looking after you when it needs to. So, here I am, and I'm walking through walls, and I'm seeking this guy out, and I'm confronted with him on one side of the wall, and the walls were like a bathroom. You know, it's translucent, but it's not transparent. It had a little wavy sort of appearance to it. It's made from silicon and that. And here's the feature. On the other side of the wall, slumped like that, long hair just blowing. And I said to him, okay, now do you understand? He said, yes. I said, now I'm going to share with you who you are. And I was able to connect with him and take him back through all the eons of time in the lower universes. Everything is done, everything is been, and reconnect him from the point in time when he first journeyed into the lower universes. That, what's termed as the fall, which is really the dive. Okay? No one's being seduced into this journey, right? It's another con. When he first chose to come down into the lower universes, and he fell apart. And you guys can do this too, and I'm sure you're doing it out there as well. Okay? It's not just me doing this work. Now, when he remembers